Let's just talk about it off the bat.
Yeah.
Let's talk about my Botox. Let's talk about my filler because people are like, yes, I've gotten some Botox and I've gotten some tasteful filler.
And we're going to talk about the other treatments too that we incorporate in there.
Welcome to the Empower Podcast, where wellness meets real life and empowerment becomes your way of being. I'm your host, Sam. Today's guest is someone who has not only been in my life for over a decade, but she's also one of the only people who's ever touched my face when it comes to all things skincare. I trust her completely, and I could not be more excited to share her brilliance with you guys. Beth Higney is a licensed board-certified nurse practitioner with a deep passion for both the science and the art of dermatology. She embraces a proactive, preventative approach to aging gracefully, and she has a gift for enhancing natural beauty through aesthetic medicine. She spent years in dermatology as a leading nurse practitioner where she developed expertise across medical, surgical, and cosmetic dermatology. She actually holds a BS in nursing from Belmont and a Master's of Science in Nursing from Vanderbilt, where she graduated magna cum laude. So yes, she knows her stuff. In today's episode, we're talking about everything from my personal skin routine, Botox to filler, which you guys ask about all the time, myths around treatments, how nutrition and lifestyle impact our skin, and yes, we even get into SPF and my love for the sun, and if we should really hide from the sun or not. So let's dig in. Beth, I am so excited you're here.
Thanks for having me.
I was telling you earlier, I think I get asked in my DMs at least once a day, kind of like what my skin routine is, if I get Botox, if I get filler. So today I want to talk all about it. I want people to learn about you because we have obviously a past and a history, like over a decade of knowing each other.
Crazy.
Wild. So for our listeners, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. So I'm Beth Higney. I'm a nurse practitioner, and I'm a co-founder of Complexion, which is here in Nashville. And it's a aesthetic practice where we do all the fun stuff, all the injectables, all the skincare. I have worked in dermatology my entire career. So started out as a nurse in dermatology, went back to school, stayed in derm, did more of the medical side and surgical side of dermatology. And then around 2015, cosmetic dermatology really started taking off. Aesthetics started taking off. I loved it, and I just leaned in. And then we opened Complexion in 2019, so about 6 years ago. And that was right before COVID hit. So
yeah, perfect timing.
So perfect timing right before a worldwide pandemic. No, but I mean, we survived, we grew, we've grown organically, and I'm super proud of like how slow and intentional we've grown and what we've built. And yeah.
It's been really cool just like knowing you over, like, I guess it's been over a decade, just like how you've grown as an individual and person, but also your career. It's just been truly amazing. Okay, so we have to give a little bit of background. So
how we met.
Gosh, what year was it? Had to be 2014, I think, because it was like right when I got into pharmaceutical career. I was in dermatology like off the bat, which is really cool. But I remember walking into one of the dermatology offices and like seeing Beth, and I was like, she is the prettiest provider I've ever seen. I was like, whatever she does.
Coming from you, that means a lot.
No, but seriously, I was like, whatever she does, I need to do. But I also was like, you're just such a cool human being. But like on a personal note, we were both kind of going through, or you were going through a divorce, relationship change at that point of life, which you helped me get through a couple of years later. So I feel like we kind of,
like, who does that in their 20s? I mean, who does that? It was so great to have you, to have someone to talk to and feel normal with. But yes, I think otherwise the rep-provider relationship probably would have never crossed much more. I just think we couldn't help but be like, I have some major things going on.
No,
and too crazy that we both related so well.
Truly amazing.
But right back at you, like watching you go through the changes you have and how like you've handled it with such respect, and like watching you just handled everything that's happened over the past several years so well.
Thank you.
And I feel like you've taken on every challenge and just like blown through it, and you work so hard, and I'm so proud of you.
Well, thank you. Gosh, back at you. Seriously, I feel like it's one of those things, I've said this before, but like the challenges that we go through and the barriers that we face, it's how we go about them and come out from them that really determine, I think, our strength and perseverance through it all. So it's like, it's these things that make you stronger in the long run. But it's been really cool, obviously, to just like build this friendship with you, but also learn from you when it comes to like all things skincare, which I know you're going to roast me today because you give me all the great tips. I don't always take it, especially when it comes to like the sun care and SPF and all that, which we'll dig into. But I'm just really excited for the listeners to dive into exactly like what you do with my skin. So first off, how would you describe my skin?
Normal. You've got a normal skin type.
Because sometimes it's dry and sometimes it's oily. So I guess
your normal skin type. I mean, your skin's moody. It's the biggest organ in your body. So how much you drink, your diet, how much you don't drink, how much caffeine, alcohol, all these things are going to play a part in your skin, your stress, your lifestyle, your travel. But for the most part, you're a normal skin type. You don't have rosacea. You're not super reactive. I know you think there's days that you're oily or dry, but it's not within something that we can't tailor a little bit of your skincare with. So no, you're a normal skin type, girl. Normal.
And then when it comes to the treatment, let's just talk about it off the bat.
Yeah.
Let's talk about my Botox. Let's talk about my filler, because people are like, your glow up, which here's the thing, guys. The past few years, like my glow up a few years ago, post-divorce, really working on myself, building muscle mass, reducing body fat. Like that's obviously going to change your skin and like your face. So like that made a big impact on my looks. But like, yes, I've gotten some Botox and I've gotten some tasteful filler.
Yeah.
So it's not like I'm doing like overboard. Like I do 2 to 3 times a year. Just a little bit of Botox.
And we're going to talk about the other treatments too that we incorporate in there.
Yes, which that's a big part too. But a lot of people I feel like are hesitant with Botox and filler, rightfully so. And I think being in the pharmaceutical industry for so long, and what I love about you is that you have like that medical background. You're not just like an esthetician. Like you have such credibility and you went to school and like did amazing things. So you had the science to back it. A lot of people though are hesitant with Botox because of a lot of studies that come out, claims causing cancer, a lot of other side effects. So can you speak on that, kind of like how you view Botox and risk versus benefit?
Yeah, absolutely. So Botox was FDA approved for medical reasons in 1989. So that's what, like 37 years of data. It was then FDA approved for aesthetic reasons in 2002, so a little bit after. But millions of people have been using this drug since 1989. I mean, so we have 36 years of millions of people getting this treatment. So, I mean, that's longer than Google's been around. It's a long time. So we have a lot of data on Botox. I always joke it's God's gift. I mean, it has over, I think there's over 12 medical FDA indications for how many things we use it for medical reasons. And then, of course, for aesthetic reasons, we use a third to a fourth of that dose than you do for these bigger muscles. There's just so many ways that Botox can be used when used in the right hand. And I always say in aesthetics, the product that we're injecting, what the product is, it's just as important as whose hands it's in. So to your point, people should be hesitant about Botox and fillers and any of the treatments that we do, because I think sometimes it's taken too lightly. It's not regulated well, and certain states are better than others. And the credentialing isn't always there. There's very low barrier to entry. I mean, a lot of people can open up a med spa. They can find a supervising physician that'll sign off for them, and it's not hard. And so I always tell people you've got to check the credentials. I mean, you've got to do some homework, and you have to at least know what to look for too. So like you said, all the girls in Complexion, all of our providers are nurse practitioners or physician assistants, which means they all have a master's degree. They've all gone through at least 6 years of school. And we have something called the Complexion Way. So everyone goes through a complexion training program for 6 months, 3 to 6 months, because all the injectors now that we hire usually have over 5 years of experience in injecting. Natalie, my business partner, she was a medical liaison for Galderma, one of the major aesthetic companies. And she trained physicians in clinics all over the territory, all over the Northeast. And then I, like you said, was in medical dermatology for 9 years. So I learned all about autoimmune conditions, rosacea, acne. So I really, really learned the skin. The amount of education and training background has a lot to do with how we use these products, how we use Botox.
So a lot of the risk with Botox specifically can come from
just being injected incorrectly. I mean, otherwise, like I said, it's been around for so long. My point there is it's a really low risk profile.
What about filler?
Great one. And people should be weary of filler. I think that
is a scary one.
It's a scary one. And I think filler gets a bad rep because, again, if it's not placed in the right hands, if it's not put in someone's hands that's trained and skilled and knows the adverse effects that can happen. But the other thing is that it's kind of like, I guess I always think about, really good work goes unnoticed. So when people think filler, they're thinking of the people that you see in public that you can tell
like
they've had
big
filler.
Glowfish, literally, yeah. Which if that's your look, do what makes you happy. But I'm just saying.
That's exactly what I was going to say. So when you look at someone who looks like they've had a lot of work done, they want to look like that.
Yeah.
Because when you walk into a practice, if you're going to get treated, if you walked into Complexion and you looked around and all the providers looked nuts, you would not let them touch your face.
No.
So when you walk in, everyone looks natural, tasteful. They look like they're aging well.
Yes.
You know, like there's the effortless look. I always say costs a lot more than just getting yourself filled and frozen. But no, I mean, good work should be, it should not be detected. You should be able to look at someone and say, she just looks great, and not be able to place your finger on it. The second you look at someone and say, wow, she's had a lot of filler done, then it was overfilled or placed in the wrong place.
What are some of the side effects that could happen with Botox and filler? Besides, obviously, filler is going to be like more looks wise versus like internal side effects, but Botox more internal, right?
Yeah, I mean, they both have it. So with Botox, I mean, your biggest side, again, it's a low risk profile, but you can always get some swelling, some bruising, because we are injecting you. So anytime we inject your skin with a needle, there's a risk of bruising. You can get a mild headache for a day or two. Some people have a mild headache for longer. That's rare. There is an egg allergy situation with Botox. You have to test some allergies, but I mean, overall, the risk profile with Botox is very low. It's just if it's injected incorrectly, that's where the side effects come into, like things like ptosis, where you can drop a brow, or where you can have asymmetry or paralysis.
Which I've seen that before. Yeah, the paralysis, because that's what I feel like I've seen online is like people that like have nerve issues and they're like, Botox caused this, which here's the thing. I feel like I say this a lot in a lot of my podcast episodes, but I very much so live a 90-10 lifestyle. 90% of the time, try to live like non-toxic, all the things. 10% life's short, right?
You gotta live.
Yeah. Botox and filler every blue moon is part of that. But I think being in the pharma industry, it's like I've seen clinical studies, like there's always a risk versus benefit with anything that we touch. Even like some of the medical, like, you know, face lotions, whatever that may be, it doesn't have to be an injectable. So for me, it's like you kind of have to weigh that out. And but you do see like that fear on social media, and it's good to be aware, but like the paralysis, all of that, it's super minute as far as like percentage, right?
And you also have got to look at who injected them. Like, what was their training? What was their background? Because people will go on like a Groupon discount and go get injected, and because they take it lightly. And you shouldn't. You should do your homework and know who's injecting you and know their background, know their training. Also, referrals and word of mouth are huge, you know. But like when you walk into a practice, sit back and take a look and see how you feel. Does it look professional? Do you feel like these people know what they're doing? How do they look? I mean, look at your provider.
Right.
But no, so for Botox, the risk profile is really low unless it's injected incorrectly. And then for filler, actually the risk profile is higher. I mean, you can cause vascular occlusion with filler. So if you inject filler into a vessel or an artery, you can cause vascular occlusion, which will lead to necrosis.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So if you inject, like some people that do filler in the nose, which we don't in our practice, I refer out for that because I'd rather have a surgeon.
Is that to get like shape? Mm-hmm. Okay.
So it can narrow the nose. It can help if you have a hump in your nose, or if you want to have more of a long, there's a million ways you can treat a nose with filler. And again, in the right hands, amazing results. It's incredible. But you have a risk of blindness. I mean, you could cause vascular occlusion in the nose and it could lead to blindness.
That's terrifying.
It's not something we do in our practice. We refer out to a surgeon who works in that area of the face every day, so that if he were to inject a vessel or artery, he would know exactly how to dissolve and reverse it. So really the risk with filler is higher. Alternatively, with Botox or Dysport, say you do have a muscle paralysis or ptosis, which is dropping of the brow, or the asymmetry that you've seen, that will wear off in several months. Whereas with filler, you could dissolve. If you get overfilled or you don't like the look of something, you could technically dissolve filler immediately, which hurts and burns and is not what anyone wants to do. But I'm just saying, technically you could reverse it quicker, but the risk profile with injecting filler is higher.
Interesting. Okay. I honestly thought it would be the other way around, like with Botox. I feel like we just hear more about Botox.
I think, yes. And I get it. I mean, when you see that paralysis, that's more jarring.
It's scary.
Mm-hmm. The vascular occlusion thing, it's more of you have to really be digging. And then there's usually more of like a series of information about vascular occlusion. I think if you're an injector, you're very aware of it if you go through training.
But I will say, like, I have so many women that I get DMs from that are like, hey, I've been thinking about getting Botox, right? Like maybe in their 30s, they've had kids, they kind of want to enhance their looks. But they're like, I'm nervous about it, you know, blah, blah, blah. Totally get that. And to your point, like I would say rep who and research whoever is going to be doing that, to your point, to make sure that there is no adverse reactions or anything from
look at the
injection.
Look at the reviews online.
Yeah.
And then pay attention to how you feel when you walk in. You know what I mean? I mean, like we've all been there. We've walked into a place that you're like
not comfortable with. Yeah. You got to listen to that. Okay, ladies, you know that hormones and hormone changes can be wild, whether it's postpartum, going through a stressful season, or just navigating the natural shifts that happen as we move through those different stages of life. Energy can dip, sleep gets thrown off, clothes can feel tighter due to ongoing stress and high cortisol, mood shifts. Listen, I have been there. You've been eating clean, working out consistently, doing all the right things you know you should do, and still feel like you're not at home in your body. That's exactly where Joy and Blokes came in for me. Guys, I was in the thick of it. After a year of not having my period, I got my period back, and thanks to Joy and Blokes, it gave me real validation that my body was healing and finally getting the support it needed. It all starts with lab work. I chose the comprehensive panel because I love having as much data as possible. And once your results come in, you meet with your provider to go over everything together. I love my clinician. She's kind, knowledgeable, and actually listens. No rushed appointments, no being dismissed. From there, you decide what the next best step is. Maybe it's one simple lifestyle shift, or maybe it's building a smart supplement pack based on exactly what your blood work shows you're missing. Either way, they meet you where you are, and the care is completely personalized. And the convenience, they've literally thought of everything, including the option to have someone come to your home to do your blood draw. That alone makes such a difference if you're juggling a million things like me. Once your plan is in place, everything is seamless. You're not hopping from site to site trying to figure out what supplements you need. Your custom smart supplement pack is built for you, delivered to your door, and your provider is just an email away if anything needs tweaking. If you haven't listened to my episode with Katie, one of the founders, give it a listen. It's one of the most downloaded episodes for a reason, because so many of us are craving that feeling of being in sync with our bodies again. And right now you can save 50% off all lab work and supplements with the code SAMCFITPOD. SAMCFITPOD. Just head to joyandblokes.com to get started. Test, don't guess. When your body's supported from the inside out, everything else starts to click, and you deserve to feel like yourself again.
Ladies, how many days have you crushed your workout early in the morning, packed lunches, taken the kids to school, started work, and then realized, oh my goodness, it's 2 p.m. and I have not had anything to eat all day? I got you David protein bars. These have become my go-to for that busy mom life. Each bar has 28 grams of protein, only 150 calories, and 0 sugar. And it's literally the least calories for the most protein you'll ever find in a bar, and they actually taste good. My favorite right now is the chocolate peanut butter. It's perfect post-workout when I'm running in between filming content, school pickup, and just errands in general. And what I love is that David isn't about bulking up. It's about helping you stay full, strong, and energized without all the extra junk most bars sneak in. And the best part, after being out of stock forever, David is finally back. So go to davidprotein.com/CMCFit. And when you guys buy 4 cartons, you'll actually get the 5th free. That's davidprotein.com/CMCFit. Trust me, once you guys try these bars, you will never go back to anything else ever again.
You've been the only person outside of, I think maybe one other person in your practice that has ever touched my face. Like, I'm obviously a very loyal person, but I'm also like, okay, you know what you're doing. You have really helped me throughout my aging process over the last several years. Just keep that like natural beauty, because I never want somebody to look at me and be like, oh, she's had filler, she's had Botox. Like, I want it to be a very natural look to where they're like, huh, is she blessed with genes like that?
You
or
are blessed
those
with great genes.
Well, thank you.
A little bit of help here and there doesn't.
I think it can be done in a tasteful way. But we also do some other stuff for the face, which really helps, which I feel like I can never pronounce a lot of the treatments that we do. So this is where you can help me out. But what would you say for somebody that's like, okay, hey, I'm not ready for the Botox or anything else. Yeah. Let's start with some like little skin treatments. What would you suggest?
So, and truthfully, I would say that's 40 to 50% of the people that walk in. When you come in for a new consult, a lot of women will have that comment of, I honestly can't believe I'm here. I've waited a long time to make this appointment. You know, I've heard good things, whatever. Can we talk about some other options? I don't know if I'm ready yet for injections. And they always say it like we're going to be mad at them. Like, no, you have to get injections. And I'm like, no, this is great. And truthfully, we always incorporate other options too. So like I work there. I can get injected as often as I wanted. I treat myself with Botox or Dysport probably every 6 months. I probably do it twice a year. And the reason why I can get away with that, because I just turned 37. I mean, we're pushing 40, you know?
Amazing.
No, but I just mean, I think the reason why I can get away with not being so dependent on things like Botox and Dysport and filler is because we include other adjacent treatments that really help work on the skin and promoting collagen and elastin. So when you incorporate things like microneedling and medical grade skincare, and we'll get into some other things like biostimulators that we use in the practice. Your skin health is glowing and healthy and full of hydration. And so that movement that you have doesn't bother you. No one wants fine lines and wrinkles creasing in their makeup. That's the problem. They don't want these deep lines. And that's where Botox is great. And we have to relax the muscles. Or maybe we want to help with symmetry. But we don't have to be so dependent on Botox filler. In fact, the best result is going to be the result that uses that adjacent to other collagen stimulating treatments.
Yeah.
So for you, we started incorporating microneedling, which was also FDA approved back in 2015, right before that. It's been around for a long time, and that's your long-term plan. I mean, you stop producing collagen in your mid-20s. So from there on, you just keep losing collagen unless you're doing something to promote and stimulate.
And what is that? Collagen is going to get that plumpness, right?
Yes. So
in your face.
I always give the example of when you look at your sweet grandpa and you look at his sweet little hands and they're just dry and crinkly. He hasn't been producing collagen or elastin in so long. Yeah. I mean, also you have fat pad depletion, you get bone recession. I mean, there's pillars of aging that we all have, and genetics play a huge part of when and how, but it happens to all of us. Yeah, collagen across the board. We stop producing collagen in our mid-20s. Some of us get to 27, but if we're lucky.
So interesting.
So when people come in, I always say, we've got to incorporate something for the skin, especially my clients that are getting closer to 40 and into their 50s. I mean, you cannot just keep getting Botox or Dysport, or else that's when you start to look like you're injected, because you're relying so heavily on one thing to fix all the problems. And you don't just want to relax the muscle. You've got to take care of the surface of your skin. I mean, it's just like working out and eating healthy.
And so my mind is always thinking fitness related, but I'm thinking, okay, how could we make this in the fitness world? But it's you have your compound movements that you would do as far as your squats and your shirt press and all these, but you also have to do the accessory work, right? With the dumbbells and everything else. I think of it the same way when it comes to the skincare. You can do the Botox filler, but you also have to treat the skin throughout that process with good skincare treatments, all the things to help maintain.
So that's what we started doing for you. We incorporated microneedling. We did a little bit of the PRF, which is the blood draw, the platelet-rich fibrin, and that really takes your concentrated growth factors and stem cells, and we incorporate that and boost your microneedling treatment so you can get even a better result. And then, of course, we've got you on some good skincare. But for some people who want a filler alternative, they can do the PRF Easy Gel, which is also where we heat the protein in the blood, your albumin, and that gives you that immediate filler volume replacement that then you metabolize naturally. And then your PRF stimulates more collagen and elastin for you after about 3 months. So you have that easy gel component that gives you volume immediately, it dissipates, and then it's replaced with your own body producing collagen and elastin from that PRF.
So microneedling would be your number one?
Microneedling is number one. It's your gateway into aesthetics, okay. It's going to help with texture, pore size, fine lines and wrinkles.
I mean, there's nothing toxic about that.
Nothing.
Yeah.
At all. It's just stimulating your own collagen and elastin. It's controlled micro-injury. And then you can boost it with a handful of things, but PRF is a popular one.
Okay.
But yes, that's going to be your long-term game plan. I mean, you're going to microneedle for the rest of your life.
I have noticed a huge difference with that. And then also, what's the one that I like? Something gold.
Oh, the Aqua Gold.
I swear by that. Anytime I do that, I feel like it lasts for a good, I don't know, month to 2 months.
Let me tell you why you like it so much.
Why?
Because it's basically a micro-infusion of Botox or Dysport. So a secondary effect of Botox or Dysport
really
is it shrinks your oil glands. It shrinks your sebaceous glands. So if you've noticed, when someone gets Botox or Dysport in your forehead, it's not even that it's smooth. It looks poreless.
Yes.
It's because it's shrinking those oil glands.
Airbrushed in a way.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when you do an Aqua Gold, you basically get an airbrush effect all over your face.
That's a good one for an event or something, right?
Totally.
Would you recommend that for what would you recommend for brides?
Brides, we always recommend an Aqua Gold. We tell you to come in 10 days at least before, just so it has time to actually shrink the pores for you. Okay. Because that's how you get that poreless, porcelain, just permanent airbrush look.
So Aqua Gold is the one you want. So if you live in Nashville, hit up Beth. If you don't, go to the nearest spot that you can vet out first.
Get a microinfusion. Yeah.
What about Botox and the timing with Botox and filler and all of that before a wedding? Because I feel like a lot of brides are I want to look my best for my wedding day. How far in advance do you want to do all those things?
So it always kills. The worst thing to do is to come in right before your wedding and say you've never had anything done. And
do you see that a lot?
I feel like now people have caught on, but for a while, I mean, for someone who's really naive, they'd come in right before, and you're like, oh man, I really wish we could have done a practice round of this or seen you in 6 months, 6 months prior.
Sure.
So it depends on how old you are and how much you need to do. If you really just want to try Botox or Dysport for the first time before the wedding, I would say come 6 months before, so we can do it, have you come back, make sure you're happy, like it, and that way we can do your treatment before the wedding, if that makes sense. Just so you're not winging it right before the wedding.
Right.
And we
That
don't
would be
have to-
terrifying. Because like, what if something went wrong or you didn't like it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because you're taking photos. You want to make sure they're happy. You know what I mean?
Right.
So come at least 6 months ahead of time so you can get it done, live with it, make sure you like it, and then know to repeat. If you're older, if you're upper 30s, getting close to 40, in your 40s, maybe you're having a second marriage, and you want to do more for like your skin quality, so you want to get some microneedling in, leave enough time to do 3 microneedle treatments, and you do that about a month apart. So that's going to be at least a 3-month series.
So that's another thing I was going to ask is with like microneedling specifically, it's not like you go in one time and, you get the results you want. Like how often do you have to get that done?
Maintenance is once a year. So initially we try to do a package of 3. It's indicated for acne scars. So if you have more scarring or if we're really working on pigment or something more, we may do more treatments, but 3 is pretty much your standard. And then if you're someone that has a thicker skin, like a waxier, thicker, acneic skin, and you've seen it, it's someone that their pores are just really enlarged and thicker, you might want to do maintenance every 6 months. Whereas if you just have a normal skin type and you're just trying to keep up your skin health, once a year is great.
Okay. Good to
So
know.
it's not, that's the thing, it's just like working out. Once you kind of build up your initial and you get there, you can maintain.
And that's the same with like lip filler because I feel like I get touched up maybe once a year.
Barely. Yeah.
Barely, like a tiny little guy.
Yeah. Because we stimulated collagen, gave you your volume, and so you have the shape that you like.
Yeah.
And the hydration that you like, and it looks great. And yeah, it's just like working out. Maintaining it is not that hard, but when you come in initially and you're starting from baseline.
And you got to take baby steps. That's something that you've taught me because I've been like, let's do the whole syringe. And you're like, no.
No, the tissue just takes time to
Yes,
really
baby steps, which I really appreciate because I just want to like age gracefully and enhance my beauty with these things, but not like, yes, exactly. What about like collagen peptides as a supplement? Like, does that really make a big difference?
Yeah, I mean, I think the easier one for me is collagen. I always tell people there's a lot to do with like how your stomach acid breaks it down. There's a lot of different forms of collagen. There's a lot of studies out there, but there isn't necessarily, we haven't honed in on how much, like what is actually the right amount. So I always tell people, try it. And after 6 months, if you see improvement, keep going. After 6 months, if you're not seeing a change, like invest in a different supplement.
And then what about a lot of these supplements that we see that are like glow or, like little things for skin health that you can take, like powders and stuff that have like vitamin C and A and all those. Do you think that makes a big difference?
I mean, I think it's important. I mean, I think this is more of a you question than me, to be honest. I mean, I think you can really get carried away with it, just like you can get overwhelmed and carried away with it with skincare.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
I
I know
agree
like
with that.
glutathione is a super potent antioxidant that helps absorb other minerals and vitamins better. So
Yeah.
I do feel like there's some truth behind some of them, like glutathione, but I do think you can easily just really go off the deep end and just be taking an absurd amount of.
I'll go ahead and put my thought into it. But if you are focusing on whole foods and those antioxidants in the fruit and vegetables with the fiber and like, getting whole foods and all those nutrients there, rarely will you have to outsource and supplement with other things. Now, that's where blood work's obviously important. That can really help paint a bigger picture. But to your point, like, I don't think you have to overcomplicate it.
I mean, do you have like a percentage? Do you do like 80 should come from diet, maybe 20 or 10% from supplement? I mean,
yeah, but I keep it simple too. Like colostrum's a big one. I feel like colostrum
right.
has helped so much with my skin health. So I take Armor Colostrum. I'll do my AG1, just like greens every day. I take probiotic, debloat, and then I take creatine. I do like aminos in my water with my creatine and some electrolytes, depending on like what my training is like. Electrolytes are obviously important too. I think that is huge when it comes to aligning that with water, because you can be drinking as much water as you want, but if you don't have the proper alignment of magnesium, sodium, and potassium, it's not going to be really efficacious to your cells. So having those electrolytes, that balance is important. But yeah, I keep it pretty simple. And then protein powder, like I do some peptides. Like I've been doing NAD plus.
Yeah, I feel like NAD is really,
it's hot.
It's really a topic.
It's a big topic. I've noticed a big difference. Nothing you can see, but like I feel it. Like
sure.
Clarity, brain fog's gone.
And great.
Longevity. It's really great for like cellular repair. But yeah, I mean, I think that keeping it simple, and I always say like whole foods is the way to go because you'll get most of your nutrients, which help with your skin health there.
Yeah.
There's something about this time of year that just makes me slow down a little, which I love. It makes me want to cook more, gather more of my friends and family, have them over for dinner, but really just appreciate those small moments at home. And honestly, one of the things I'm most thankful for lately is how nice my kitchen feels, especially in the new home, but because of Caraway. Their non-toxic cookware and bakeware have completely changed how I cook. No harmful coatings, which is the biggest thing, and no worrying about what's touching my family's food, no giant pile of pans to scrub afterward. Everything cooks evenly, it looks beautiful, and it feels like it actually belongs in my home. Whether it's Sunday soup simmering on the stove or I'm baking something sweet with the kids, Caraway has made those simple moments feel special again, and that's what I love most. And I can't get over how aesthetically beautiful their cookware is. Their pots and pans, I have the black with gold hardware and it looks great in my kitchen. So if you're ready to treat yourself or gift someone you love, now is the perfect time. Visit carawayhome.com/CMCFit for up to 20% off your next purchase. That's carawayhome.com/CMCFit. Caraway, non-toxic cookware made modern.
I feel like this time of year with the weather, sometimes stress with moving life, it can feel like a lot, and our skin can show that from hormonal breakouts, uneven texture. Let me tell you guys about ClearStem. Every single morning I use their bounce back serum. It's literally like my Botox in a bottle. I also love their Hydra Glow moisturizer, but a lot of their products have just become a part of my little morning and nighttime routine. It's the thing that makes me feel put together and confident really before the day even begins. My skin feels smoother, clearer, and that glow I've been missing is finally back because clear skin changes everything. And what I love most about ClearStem is that it's actually clean and clinically effective. No pore clogging ingredients ever. It treats acne and aging at the same time without drying your skin out or messing with your hormones. And it was created by two women who went through their own acne struggles, so you know it comes from experience and intention. If you've been trying to find something that truly works, this is your sign. ClearStem is running a huge Black Friday sale, and my listeners get an extra special discount. Use code CMCFit at checkout for an exclusive deal just for you girls, my Empower listeners. Okay, let's shift gears to skincare because I feel like skincare can feel so overwhelming because we're constantly saying like, oh, use this, use that. And then if you get all of them, it's like 15 things for the AM and PM. So I'm like, let's break it down, make it simple for somebody that's wanting to really start taking care of their skin. And maybe they're in their late 20s where they're starting to lose that collagen, or they're in their 30s and noticing more fine lines and wrinkles. Where do we start?
I mean, let's call it your skincare macros.
Oh, I love that. Skincare macros. Okay.
You want to always relate it. So
yes. Okay. I'm going to run with that one.
So we'll start with just a normal skin type. So say you're just a normal skin type and you're just wondering, what do I need to include? If I need to start somewhere, what do I start with?
Normal. Okay.
Just normal skin type. I would say you have to wash your face. You have got to wash your face.
Yeah. Say it louder.
I mean, even if you don't, I mean, ideally you're doing it twice a day, a gentle cleanser in the morning and a gentle cleanser at night. But if nothing else, you have to wash your face at the end of the day.
Yes.
I mean, hopefully you're wearing sunscreen, but between sweat, dirt, sunscreen, pollution, I mean, we live in Nashville.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I can imagine not well, can I be honest though?
I already know what you're going to,
What am I going to say?
I just know you're very minimal. I just know you're very minimal with your steps, which is great.
I don't wash my face in the morning.
That's fine.
I do at night though.
Morning is not as important. It's really the night. I'm just like, at the end of the day, you have to wash your face. And if you're someone that you do have to be on camera a lot, you have to do photo shoots, you have to wear a full face of makeup, then doing a pre-cleansing treatment, doing a double cleanse at night so you can take everything off is so important if you are going to start investing in really good skincare, because you want it to be able to penetrate the skin and actually work. And then you also don't want to have congestion and everything else.
So the double cleanse, that's the first step. Morning and night or just at night?
We're going to go with normal skin. So just normal skin type, you start with a cleanser. And I want that cleanser to be gentle, meaning it doesn't strip the skin of natural oils. It's just a normal, gentle cleanser. And obviously we have one that we use really clean ingredients, but there's a couple brands I like if you need to go over the counter too, but basically just a gentle cleanser. There's no reason to get some type of acne wash or scrub. You can just do a gentle cleanser.
That's my thing too, is like a lot of like cleansers, like you don't need like crazy fancy one either, right? No. At the end of the day. Okay.
And we're going to get into that too.
Okay.
About where to spend and why. But for your basic macro, I would say for your skin macro, you want your cleanser. In the morning, you need a minerals SPF, a 30 on a daily basis, a 50 if you're going to have extended sun exposure, and we'll talk about that.
She is mean mugging me right now because she knows
passionate
I'm
about
horrible
this.
at
Passionate
SPF.
about this. But yes, a mineral SPF of at least 30. So cleanser, SPF 30, a mineral. And then you need a vitamin C, which is an antioxidant, protect your skin during the day. And then you need a retinol at night. Retinol is the sunscreen and the retinol for me are non-negotiable. Retinol, there's different derivatives. So you can find a derivative of retinol. So whether it's retinoic acid, retinol palmitate, there's a million kinds. You can find one that's tolerable and good for your skin. And a provider or someone can help dive into that too. I mean, I'm happy to. But my point is, as a class, cleanser, gentle cleanser, sunscreen, vitamin C ideally, and then a retinol at night.
Okay.
And then,
that's not too bad.
No, it's not bad at all. I mean, from there you can build. So say you have rosacea or reactive skin, we would add in a different active to help with that. Or say you're dealing with pigment, something like hyperpigmentation or melasma even, then we would add in an active on that. So you can build from that basic baseline. But baseline, those are your staples.
What's the hardest skin type to treat?
Rosacea.
And that's basically just redness all over the skin.
So that's why rosacea is tricky. So there's 5 different inflammatory pathways, and rosacea, the issue is that your outer layer of skin when you have rosacea is really weak. So when people talk about their skin barrier and strengthening your skin barrier, when you have rosacea, it's very weak. So it makes it very reactive.
I think my mom has that because you treat my mom too. So she
has a touch of rosacea. And there's different, I mean, obviously there's different extremes. But rosacea is just hard because they come in and they're typically really reactive. And so you have to strengthen the skin barrier first. You have to build it up, hydrate it, and get it strong with a handful of different actives. And then you can start using an active like a retinol or a vitamin C. Or if you just start out with it, it's going to light them on fire. It's going to make them really reactive, more red, more bumpy, and then they don't trust you anymore. And every rosacea patient responds a little differently because it involves 5 different pathways. And you can have one or all 5 of them. So some people, like you said, just have background flushing redness. Some people have kind of those broken little vessels that you see, which that requires laser. Some people get acneiform rosacea with bumps. And so rosacea is something that you kind of have to dive a little deeper into.
And that's not necessarily you have normal, dry, oily. Could they fall in any of those categories?
They could fall in any of those.
Okay.
And there's a huge dietary component with rosacea too because it's inflammatory. So
yes, which I want to talk about nutrition in a second because that's a direct correlation. Okay, so we got the normal. What about for oily?
For oily, I mean, same thing. The thing you would add in, retinol helps a lot with oil production. And a lot of times people who are oily or combination, it's because they're not using the right combination of skincare. So their skin is not happy, which is why it's producing more oil to compensate for the dryness. So say someone is using a cleanser that's stripping their skin of natural oils, your skin is naturally going to compensate by trying to produce more oil. And that's when you'll get an oily T-zone but feel dry other places. So that's just when you come in for a consult or when we're walking you through product, sometimes people are throwing the entire kitchen sink at it, like you said, because they walk into a store.
So overwhelming sometimes.
It's overwhelming. And they see everything and think they need everything.
Yes.
And you don't need all of it.
No.
So if you have pigment, you need something like glycolic or kojic acid. If you have acne, you need something like salicylic. I mean, there's just different actives to use depending on what you're trying to treat, but by no means do you need all of them.
I will say my favorite product that you guys at Complexion have is the dry oil retinol.
Yeah.
I mean, genius.
It's so good.
It's so good. I love it. I like to gua sha with it.
Oh yeah.
I don't even know if that's
I noticed you did that in your face. It's smart. It's very smart.
I don't know if that's because I like to gua sha with an oil, but I'm I don't really necessarily want heavy oils on my face every night.
Yeah.
Or I do the retinol 3 times a week.
Yeah.
But I like to gua sha those nights because it's smooth and easy, and then it's not, it's doing something versus just an oil just sitting on your skin.
And so that was one when you were asking about expensive versus less expensive. So that in particular, that is a 1% time release pure encapsulated. So think about liposomal delivery when people are talking about that with vitamins and supplements. Everything's not made the same. So retinol is hard to keep in its active state. It's an expensive active for one, and then it's harder to keep in its active state. So it has a lot to do with how to formulate it. But when something is encapsulated or time released, it's going to penetrate the skin better, work better, and work over a longer period of time, if you think of drug life. Whereas if you get a very inexpensive retinol over the counter, it's either not as high of a concentration, not formulated as well, not going to penetrate the skin and work as well. Does that make sense? So they're not even.
Yes.
And then vitamin C is another one that can oxidize quickly. It can be hard to keep in its active state. So vitamin C and retinol are 2 off the top of my mind that do tend to be higher priced items that they should be. I mean, if you're using a $15 vitamin C, it is not doing anything for you.
Yeah.
I mean, I formulate products. You can't make a good one for $15. You cannot.
So the ones on Amazon that are $14.99.
Just don't. Yeah. I mean, just don't. Whereas a cleanser, a sunscreen, those don't need to be hundreds of dollars, to your point. So
right.
I just know that you were going to ask me about cost. And definitely pick and choose where you put it.
Well, and that's my thing too, because I'm like, when it comes to my clothes, my hair, like everything, like if I can save in some areas, that's great. But there's like some pieces, right? Like we all like to have like a nice handbag, but then we also like Amazon clothes. So how do we balance it all? Yeah. And then what about like eye cream? I feel like eye cream is a tricky one.
Eye cream is tricky. So here's the thing about eye cream. It's kind of back to the idea of maintenance. So the skin around your eye is the most delicate. It's going to age the fastest. So there's no eye cream that is going to be a holy grail of like, you'll never have to do anything else. You'll never have wrinkles or circles in your eyes.
It's a marketing thing.
That's a marketing thing. I mean, but it is good. It's the idea of, again, let's do the 80-20 rule, the workout diet part. You've got to do something to protect and hydrate the skin around the eye every single day. Hydrate it, protect it, because it's going to age and it's going to age quickly, but then you're going to have to do something with like a growth factor or something different.
But really, you just want to make sure that it's for maintenance, just hydrated.
Yeah,
like, as long as you're getting moisture.
Hydrate and protect.
Okay.
Cool. So like at night, we really our cells really rejuvenate at nighttime. So at nighttime, I always say it's a great time to put on an eye cream, and it can just be full of antioxidants, peptides, hydration. That's what I mean by that. And then during the day, wear sunscreen.
Should we talk about sunscreen now?
Let's talk about it.
Is it time?
I think it's time.
I obviously love the sun. I love to be tan. I'm Cherokee Indian, so I feel like you can't tell with my hair and eye color, but it's there. So naturally, I just tan super easy. I don't burn. With that, I'm just like always out in the sun, so it's just easy.
Right.
I have never, maybe when I was like a kid, I wore sunscreen, but from your guidance, I have started incorporating SPF on my face.
I'm so proud.
Yes. And like I'll rub down to my neck, but I don't do my body. Because like vitamin D is good for you, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like the sun is good for you. It helps release that vitamin D, serotonin. Like we need the sun. We need to be exposed and not shield at all. But the face is important, right?
The face is important. And I'm not... I don't hate the sun.
Yeah.
When you have kids, you have a really active lifestyle. Like,
but should we talk about the bodies? Beth and I had an appointment with Beth and I was like, yeah, we're going to the Caymans. It was like over Christmas. She's like, wait, I'm going to the Caymans. I was like, where are you staying? We were staying at the same place, resort. Like overlapping, just maybe like a day or two, but we saw each other. And she was laughing because you're obviously so good about like protecting your skin. I'm out there in this like bikini, like full sun, and you're in this like SPF
suit. First of all, it was cute. Okay, it was black. It had a little half zip. It had a little bit of sleeves.
I feel like you should model for them. You're beautiful, but like it looks great on you.
That's very kind. But I have a toddler, and so I knew there was going to be. We're not sitting under an umbrella. It's not happening, and I just knew I'm in the Caymans. It's going to be super strong.
Oh, it was so strong.
So don't get me wrong. When we're at the pool, I'm not. When we go to the pool on the weekends, I'm out in the sun with my kid, and it's fine. I don't hate the sun. I'm not a vampire, but just when I can, I love a good hat and a little rash guard.
Well, that's why your skin at 75 is going to probably look a little bit different from mine.
So this is where genetics play in. So if I had Cherokee in me, and I could tan well, that'd be great. My skin doesn't tan like that. So
okay, so that's an important piece to know too.
Huge piece.
Like, so if somebody burns all the time, like probably not ideal to.
Which is why you don't see gingers out just. Yeah. Yes, I mean, like you it doesn't work the same for everyone. So the Cherokee thing makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But I think you wanted to know more about. You were kind of questioning all these things.
So my thing is like with SPF, because there's like a lot of studies and claims that it's not necessarily the sun that's causing cancer, but really these chemicals and ingredients in our SPF that's causing some type of chemical reaction in our skin to help create those cancer cells. So what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I don't think that's false. So that is why I'm very particular about what type of sunscreen I use. I just knew about it a long time ago.
Okay, real talk. Lately, I've been feeling like all the days are just blurring together between work, travel, family, and just trying to do all the things. It's easy to feel like there's never a real moment to just like sit down and breathe. And that's why I've been leaning on Calm. You guys, it's the #1 app for sleep and meditation. It really has helped me slow down and just like actually be present again, whether it's a guided meditation to reset in between meetings or a sleep story that allows me to unwind at night. Calm has honestly become my go-to tool for finding peace in the middle of the chaos. I even use their grounding exercises when I feel like that midday anxiety creep in. It's like a little reset button for your mind. Calm has everything from expert-led talks to meditations that help you manage stress, sleep better, and take better care of yourself. Because honestly, we all deserve a moment just to relax. So if your mind's been racing lately, this is your sign to slow down, calm your mind, and change your life. Get 40% off a Calm premium subscription at calm.com/SamCFit. That's CALM.com/SamCFit for 40% off unlimited access to Calm's entire library. So holiday season is here, and if you're anything like me, getting ready for parties, family dinners, all of the festive events can sometimes feel like a full-time job. And in between recording content, coaching calls, school drop-offs, and pickups, and trying to look pulled together in a few minutes, well, makeup can feel easily heavy, complicated, or just frustrating. And that's why I've been loving Jones Road Beauty. Their Miracle Balm, you guys, it is my absolute go-to right now. It's this multitasking magic that gives my skin a fresh, effortless glow. I use it as a tint, a blush, highlight, even on my lips. It honestly replaces almost everything in my makeup bag. It makes me feel naturally polished without looking like I'm wearing a ton of products, which I love. It also gives that just like natural glow. And on those rushed mornings, whether I'm dropping the kids off or going to the gym, it's literally a lifesaver. Jones Road also just launched their holiday collection, all curated trios with gorgeous limited edition shades and packaging. Whether you're gifting or just want to simplify your own routine, these sets take the guesswork out of looking put together. From November 18th to December 1st, Jones Road is running their first ever Black Friday sale. You guys can get up to 20% off site-wide at jonesroadbeauty.com. That's jonesroadbeauty.com for up to 20% off your entire order. And after you check out, they'll ask how you heard about them. Please tell them I sent you. Simplify your routine this season with makeup that's clean, versatile, and effortless, and also enjoy that natural, confident glow in minutes.
So what would you suggest as far as, okay, here are the ingredients you want to focus on in an SPF, and what ingredients do you want to stay away from?
It's actually super simple.
Okay.
It's super simple. So when I say mineral, a mineral sunscreen, or it's considered a physical sunscreen, and there's only two. So on the back of every single sunscreen, there's a section that says active ingredients. And the only two that you want to see are zinc or titanium dioxide.
That's it.
That's it. Zinc or titanium. That's it. Anything else is a chemical sunscreen. So that's when you'll see avobenzone, hemisilate.
Yeah, a lot of the zones.
Yeah, a lot of the zones, or just any long word. Anything other than zinc and titanium is a chemical sunscreen. So chemical sunscreens, you absorb all the UV rays and then you convert it to a less harmful energy, which is heat, and that triggers a ton of pigment. And chemical sunscreens are hormone disruptors and can trigger inflammation. So that is exactly what you're thinking of. Whereas zinc and titanium, which are mineral or physical blockers, they physically scatter all the rays in UV light. So it's just protecting you. You still are going to absorb some, but it's protecting you broad range against a lot of the cancer-causing rays. So, I mean, I started cutting out skin cancer off women in their 40s, you know, and when you see people come in all day, every day, and you see someone who's taking care of themselves at 40 or 50 years old versus those who have been in the sun and haven't, I mean, it's like an image you can't forget. Have you seen the really popular image that went on the internet, the truck driver?
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Half of his face?
Yes, that's a wild. So basically, if you're listening, it's this image, and I'm sure some of you have seen it, but this truck driver, it's showing from all of the years that he drove this truck and the sun hitting the left side of his face. It showed a difference of what the right side looked like, and it's like night and day.
I mean, he had like growths and browns, and it's awful. And so it's not just skin cancer. And clearly that guy was not getting sunburned, or else he would have done, you know what I mean? He was just driving. It's just all that constant rays. So when you think about being out with your kids and how much you run and how active you are, to me, it's just hard for me to sit in a room and let someone spend hundreds and thousands of dollars on stuff and not start with the most basic, most important thing, which is just some protection with sunscreen.
It's the number one.
Yeah, but just stick to a mineral. Just stick to zinc or titanium.
Which I have been. And
so proud of you.
Yeah, I love y'all's for the face and the neck. I get down to the neck.
It has really improved. Mineral, that's the other thing. People didn't want to wear mineral because it gave that white, like when you looked at the movies, the white noses.
Yours doesn't do that though, which is good.
We have no cast.
Yeah, you don't want like the little strip. And then what would you suggest? So like for at the beach or the pool, people that are like dousing their whole bodies with sunscreen, are there a couple brands that you like for just adults and kids?
Yeah. Elta MD is great. They have a really good, just fully mineral, and it's even a spray. So for men, it's harder when they have arm hair and leg hair. So there's a spray that goes in well. It's not aerosol, but it's like a spray lotion.
Sure.
So Elta MD is a really popular one. It's sold in a ton of plastic surgery and medical offices, like dermatology offices. Color Science is a great brand. They have a good handful of tinted SPFs for the face.
What if you're like at Target or Whole Foods or something?
I think Target carries Happy Baby,
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
but that one's going to be thick. That's going to leave a cast.
But I feel like there's a few at Target that are like bigger bottles. They're going to be obviously thicker white, but I'm like, I guess that's better than
I know the
toxic
Elta
ingredients.
MD is the main one I can think of that
Okay.
you can order online. I mean, yes, it's not that readily available, but it just goes in so well.
What about other skincare products? What would you say are like ingredients to stay away from?
There's a couple that come to mind. I mean, when you get into synthetic fragrance mixes, a lot of times you can work, that's what causes a lot of endocrine disruptors. And then things like alcohol, fragrance, parabens, phthalates, that's what you want to stay away from. I always tell people, it's kind of like when you look at organic or natural on food, you can put organic and natural on a lot of stuff, but there's certain certification that really matters for organic foods. So with skincare, we followed the Credo Clean Beauty standard for our skincare line. And we reached, or we aimed for the EWG1 score, which is a European score. So EWG1 and Clean Credo Beauty are two websites you can go to, and you can type in ingredients in any of your products and it'll give a rating for you.
Oh, awesome.
So that is like a credentialing that is universal that you can look at. And so we used those for our clean line so that people could go and kind of fact check and see.
That's super helpful.
Yeah, it's super helpful. So if you ever have, say you're using a medical grade product that you love that to you is life changing, you could put it in to either that Clean Credo Beauty website or the EWG, and you could check up.
I will link those too because that's super helpful. Because I feel like a lot of people are probably like in the aisle or like on the website and they don't know like, okay, is this one that's like cleaner or less toxic? We talked a lot about like what we're putting on our bodies, but I kind of want to shift gears and talk about internally, like what we can do from diet and lifestyle every single day, like little habits to really help stay useful and age gracefully. So like, what are your non-negotiables that you do every day to help keeping looking young outside of treatment?
Two huge things, and I think it's really important. So for one, I own an aesthetic practice, right?
Yes.
And I still say it's 80-20. Like you cannot out-treat an chronically inflamed body or skin.
Right.
So it's 80% diet, lifestyle, movement, hydration, sleep. And the other 20% is, what I do for fun. Yeah. But sleep is huge and non-negotiable for me. I sleep like an insane person.
How many hours a night do you get for sleep?
So first of all, I'm 31 weeks pregnant, so I'm a lot of sleep.
I forgot we mentioned, we did not mention that little detail. You guys, she's a trooper, 31 weeks pregnant, looking beautiful as ever, but oh my gosh, amazing. Yeah, so sleep's important for you right now.
Sleep's important. So, on a regular basis, I'm a big sleeper. I sleep 8 to 10 hours a night.
What?
I know.
You sleep 8 to 10 hours?
Mm-hmm. If I get less than 8, I can do it.
Yeah.
To start like for a few days. But then
if I sleep past 8, I feel groggy.
I know. So
7 to 8 is like my sweet spot.
I wish that was my sweet spot. My sweet spot is 8 to 10.
Just a little baby.
I am. I sleep like my child sleeps the same. She sleeps so long. Anyway, and then now I'm more like 10 to 12 because I'm just really pregnant. But sleep is, I believe in sleep so much. And then I don't drink a lot of alcohol. I know you're the same way.
Yes.
Like you said, sometimes I'll have alcohol. I'll celebrate and have some, but it's just.
Do you see that with like your clients that you treat, ones that drink a lot of alcohol? Like, is there a change in their skin?
Oh gosh. Especially things like wine that have a ton of sugar in it.
Yeah.
I just think.
Because it like dehydrates, right?
Yeah, it's super dehydrating. And sugar ages your skin.
Yeah.
And causes a lot of inflammation. So again, I drink alcohol, but it's minimal, because it's not about perfection, it's about consistency. But I do tell people it's 80-20. And there's also so much coming out with functional health now, which is so cool. And so we know there's a lot to do with gut health and oral health, and that has a lot to do with your skin. So when people are having, especially as adult women, if they're having a ton of acne that just doesn't make sense, a lot of times we'll refer to functional health because
food sensitivity.
Yeah, we've got to see what's going on with your gut,
I've talked about this before on the podcast, but like creatine is one that at a high dosage, it makes me break out. So I have to do, instead of like doing 5 grams, I'll do 2.5, and like, that's fine. That's like a sweet spot. But dairy too. And obviously gluten, like I stay away from gluten. That's one thing I will say is that gluten is not a friend of the gut. It's just some people can tolerate it better than others and not show symptoms. So I try to stay away completely from gluten. And then dairy. If I have dairy, which I've been incorporating more like cottage cheese and Greek yogurt, but I'm getting like once a week, I get like a little cystic guy, like right here. And that's normally like dairy, right? Around that chin.
That inflammatory mark.
Yeah.
But it could be too. Protein powders and protein bars. Sometimes.
Like the whey.
Yeah. I think sometimes too, it's just easy as like we're on the go, we're doing so much and you're trying to hit your macros. I'm saying this more for you and people that really live this life. I'm just so pregnant. I'm like, I'm just trying to eat what I can. But I think sometimes we forget, like, okay, you know what? I'm having a protein bar every single day for a snack. I'm having a protein shake, once or twice a day. Like sometimes you just don't realize how much you're doing of something. So everything in moderation, maybe. It's not that you can't, right? Like you have a cinnamon roll when you want one. That probably has some gluten in it. You're just not having pasta and cinnamon rolls and whatever all the time.
I mean, in the weekdays, it's like 95% I'm doing all whole foods. And then the weekends I'll have like a little bite here and there, but I'm gonna I think I've just been practicing for so long, like figuring out what works for my body, that I know those triggers. And for me, it's like not worth feeling bad or having my skin break out, but I still will every once in a while. And red meat's like one, I've talked about this too, but like I have a sensitivity to red meat, and this has nothing to do with the skin, but a lot of bloating, a lot of like gut related issues. But every once in a while I want a fillet. Yeah. And so it's worth it.
Gotta live your life.
It's that balance. So you stay primarily like whole foods.
I'm 31 weeks pregnant. We're going to get in what we can right now. But for the most part, yes. And I just think, I always say your skin is the largest organ of your body. I mean, your skin is like your billboard for your body, right? So 80-20 here. I mean, it's 80% lifestyle, movement, sleep, how much you're drinking water-wise, how much you're not, what you're drinking, caffeine, alcohol.
Like water's a big one.
Huge.
And that's another thing too with travel, because it's like at home we have all of these little things like supplements and treatments and skincare. And when we travel, it's like we want a condensed version. Yeah. So what are your non-negotiables when traveling when it comes to all of the tools in our toolkit?
I think it goes back to that skin macro idea, like the 101. I mean, I really think that you've got to look at your season of life and where you are and what is realistic. So when you see these crazy TikTok trends with like 7 steps and like people go to bed at night with these wraps and these eye patches and the mouth tape, I know you do some of this, but I just mean no one's living a full life and doing that much skincare at night. And that's not, and you don't need to aim for that.
And that's why I say too, like my Sunday refresh is like, and little reset is when I do a lot of those things. Like a lot of the time in the night,
that's not happening.
Yeah, in the week, it's not happening like that full thing.
Yeah, it's your self-care moment.
Yes,
which is great.
Exactly.
So I just say do what's going to be really honestly feasible and work for you. Because again, it's not about perfection; it's about consistency. So I'd rather you have consistent skincare, consistent supplements, rather than trying to hit all these steps that are not you can't fit in a day. So when you're traveling, I would say it goes back to what I was saying before with the 101. I mean, I will say when I travel, plane air is so dry. I mean, it is so dry.
I get so dried out on an airplane.
So dry. So I always do a hydrating mask the night before I travel. Okay. And then I do it the night I get in. So it's basically like, like a pre-flight
what kind do you
snack
do?
And then and then a post-flight meal with my mask. There's the one I've not found a mask more hydrating and better than this. It's by that Biologique Recherche line. It's a European skincare line.
Yeah, I like
They
them.
have a Visalasting mask that's packed with vitamins, antioxidants. It's super hydrating.
And I'll put, guys, like all the products we're talking about, and obviously Beth's whole line, which is amazing, in the show notes for y'all. But
that's one I love. Summer Fridays has one, I think they even call it jet lag.
Okay.
But it has like hyaluronic acid. It's about from vitamin E. But vitamin E, hyaluronic acid, ceramides, squalene, those are some key things to look for that are super hydrating. So find a hydrating mask. I like to do it the night before I leave and then know that I'm going to do it the first night I get in.
Oh, that's cool.
And then I always use our R&R spritz pre-flight and during the flight. R&R spritz, Complexion came out with the product. It's a hypochlorous acid spray, which helps fight inflammation and bacteria. But we also have green tea and hyaluronic acid in it.
That's a good one. I like to use that post-workout too.
Yeah, it cleanses your skin basically without having to wash your face.
Because everybody's like, do you wash your face after you work out when you go do these errands? And I'm like, guys, survival mode and the spray.
Yeah.
So
you have to do it works. I mean, you don't have time to go home, do another full face of, so it works. So yeah, I would say R&R and then a hydrating mask are my 2 things that I travel. I'm not traveling with a light mask.
But what is your toiletry bag? I've always wondered, like, what does Beth's toiletry bag look like?
I'll do a little post of my toiletry bag.
Because like if you put all these, I guess you just condense it. Do you have like little to-go things?
I have a really simple skincare. I mean, we developed a really efficient but simple skincare line. I'm going to relate it to your diet. Like you don't eat super elaborate meals.
No.
You eat really basic meals with really good ingredients.
Stick to the basics.
Yeah, that still taste good, but they're like satisfying and filling. I mean, my skincare is really basic. I have a gentle cleanser in the morning. I have my vitamin C with my antioxidants. I have my sunscreen that I do. I do a C3 pad because I do fight pigment right now, especially with my pregnancy hormones. But like that's my steps in the morning. And then at night, Right now I can't use retinol because I'm pregnant. So that's why that C3 pad is something
Can you tell a difference?
Oh gosh, yeah. I cannot wait to not be pregnant.
Well, so that's like a whole nother thing really quick. Okay, with pregnancy, like pregnant ladies, how do they're doing all these things and then they have to stop, right? Mm-hmm. So like what do you suggest for the pregnant ladies out there to kind of maintain?
So we do have a pregnancy bundle where we just put together all the products that you could absolutely use that you need, because typically women, when you're pregnant, you're fighting hormones, so you're fighting pigment.
That's a hard one.
And then we also, as far as in the office, microneedling with PRF is amazing to do when you're pregnant. So since you can't
do that.
Yeah. Since you can't be stimulating every night, you can't be stimulating your collagen and doing your anti-aging as much, at least you can come in and do a microneedle treatment and stimulate that way.
I love that. Okay. If you had to give one start and one stop to our listeners when it comes to optimal skin health, what would those be?
Okay. One start is going to be sunscreen.
Okay.
I mean, just stop wasting your money if you're not protecting your skin.
And mineral sunscreen.
A mineral sunscreen, at least a 30, and then a 50 if you are going to, if you're going to be in the Caymans outside in the direct sun. That UV index is just high.
It's a high one.
It's high. And then that would be my immediate start. My immediate stop for just skincare. Mm-hmm. Okay, I guess my immediate stop would be stop doing every single topical acid that like every single product that you see, just because your friend is using something.
Keep it simple.
Yeah, keep it simple. Just look at what your goals are, what are the problems you're trying to fix, whether it's pigment, acne, oily skin, combination skin. Figure out what your skin issue is, target that and treat that. But then don't add in all these extras where you have 10 steps.
Yeah.
It's where things just get messy. It's too much.
I love that. And I feel like too, like with you helping me with my skin journey is just like being consistent. It's like with anything, like consistency is key. I say it all the time, but with skincare too.
When you have simple, effective products, you can stick to it.
Yeah.
When you're trying to do a million things every single day, you can't stick to it.
Okay, so one question that I ask all of my guests is around empowerment. Obviously, it's the name of the show. But what does empowerment mean to you? You're obviously an entrepreneur, a mom, a wife. So what does empowerment mean to you as a whole?
I mean, the first thing that comes to mind is self-respect. I mean, knowing who you are, what you need, and owning that with no apology.
Oh, I love that.
I think that you and I can honestly say, like, we're doing exactly what we were meant to do. Like, this is exactly where we need to be. And really putting your heart into something that you're passionate about and seeing it grow and like help others. Like, I have so much pride. I know you do too. And so I'm like, that's like the best way to have self-respect. I mean, do something that you love and be proud of it.
Oh my gosh, Beth. I'm just thinking back to us like 10 years ago when we first met. And it's like,
your 20s are brutal. I mean,
20s are brutal, guys. But like, we were babies, didn't know where our life was headed. And like, if somebody would have told me, hey, you and Beth are going to be on a podcast together in 10 years, talking about all the things, entrepreneurs, just killing the game. Oh my gosh.
What a great crystal ball. I would have loved.
I'm not even the pregnant one and I'm getting emotional over here.
I'm so pregnant.
I love that. That's a really beautiful answer. I feel like we just talked about so much, and hopefully for our listeners,
there's a lot to digest.
They're taking down all the notes. No, but it's so helpful because like we want a simplified version, right? There's just so much information out there. So it's like, how can we keep it simple and align to our overall health and wellness to reach our goals? So again, all the stuff and like the products that we talked about, guys, I will put in the show notes. But tell us a little bit where people can find you, Complexion, all the things.
Complexion Nashville. So complexionnashville.com. You can shop all of our products. We're here in Nashville. So we're right here off Murphy Road. You'll see all of our address stuff. And then Instagram is Complexion Nashville. My personal is Beth.Higney.
Well, thank you for all that you're doing.
Thank you.
Thanks for helping me maintain my nice skin.
Anytime. I'm honored.
Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with a friend. It really helps us grow and bring you more great content. See you guys next week.